For years, the Amazon buy box has been a mystery to most sellers. Now, as someone that has been selling on Amazon for 10 years, it is something that is highly discussed and talked about that nobody really knows the algorithm for Amazon's buy box. But what we have been noticing over the last few years is that Amazon has had different buy boxes in different parts of the country. And it's just kind of been something that we've been able to notice because I'm in Florida and someone else may be in St. Louis, someone else may be in Washington, someone else may be in California, and they have different buy box amounts whenever they are sourcing. Now, it's not always the case, right? If there's just one seller, Amazon will have that same seller across the board for the buy box typically. But most of the time, we are seeing that there are different buy boxes regionally, and we've never really been able to prove it. Well, recently, SmartScout, a tool that I use for sourcing brands on wholesale and other things, they came out with a tool where you can see the buy box across the country based off of whatever data they're pulling in. And this has proven out the fact that the buy box is different in different parts of the country, that different sellers get the buy box in different parts of the country, which means that as an Amazon seller, we can kind of use this knowledge to our advantage to find different ASINs that have a higher price point than maybe in the buy box that we're seeing in our local area, or maybe in the buy box amount for Keepa. So let's take a look really quick inside how it works in SmartScout and inside kind of what that means for us as sellers, especially from a Keepa perspective as we're analyzing different products. Now, before we get into that, if you don't know who I am, my name is Jimmy Smith, and I've built and scaled multiple 6 and 7 figure businesses online. I've helped thousands of other sellers to do the same. I ultimately make these videos because I want to help those that are trying to seek financial freedom for their families, their futures, etc., to get started on Amazon. And so this is a great way to start learning about the buy box, about the intricacies of selling on Amazon. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, this topic actually came up in a free Facebook group that I'm a part of from the leader of the community, Jim Cockrum. I have been in this group since 2015 when I started, and it's just an excellent place to gather information. So if you're interested in being a part of this free community, you can go to bit.ly/MST group. This is where Jim has talked about how he found out about this from a mutual friend of ours, Brian Olson. He's another leader in that community. And so it's just a great opportunity to see Jim's breakdown of this content as well. So let's get into SmartScout. We can see this buy box map here. This is what it looks like. If you've got a SmartScout account, you can go down to buy box map and play around with this, enter in any ASIN that you want to, just to see the buy box across the country. Now, there are some drawbacks currently, is that this is showing across the state, but we still notice that in different parts of the country that even some regions, some zip codes have a different buy box than other parts of that same exact state. But at least for right now, this gives us some proof of concept that there are different buy boxes across the country for a particular ASIN. But even so, what are those prices at the buy box level that at least SmartScout is pulling back? So I can't verify that this is 100% accurate, but it at least does give us a good sense of confidence that if we are a new seller or a seller trying to send in a product on a new ASIN, that we may be able to get the buy box just because our product is located in a different part of the country. Or we may be able to price our products higher because our products are a faster delivery time for Amazon customers. So let's take a look at this one ASIN. I tried to cover up seller names as best I could. Ultimately, these are just ASINs that I randomly found, right, on Amazon. And this one, you can see that there are a bunch of different colors here for who has the buy box. Now, you can also see the beginning names of the seller that is actually selling these products on Amazon. So this one starts with a TH, this one starts with a PR, and then this one starts with a UL, this one starts with a DI. These are all the buy box sellers in the different states. You can see the ASIN right here that I'm going based off of, but ultimately this is just what we can see. You can see all the different colors as well and delivery times for those particular products. Now, whenever we're looking at this, we can also see the buy box price according to what SmartScout is pulling in for that state and that location of that state. And we can see if they're a prime seller or if they're an FBM seller that is not prime, and the delivery times as well. So let's take a look at this. The buy box for this particular ASIN with all the different sellers is $15.99. Even though they are all at the same exact price, there are different buy boxes in different parts of the country. But this is important because if we're looking at an ASIN and we're trying to justify if we can sell it at a higher price, which we may still be able to do depending on the Keepa chart, this is at least showing that statewide, the buy box price is a flat buy box. So if you're trying to make money on this ASIN, you should try to make money around $15.99. You still may be able to list it a little bit higher priced if you'd like to, but ultimately the expectation, in my opinion, is that then it may have to come down to this $15.99 price to be able to be competing for that buy box if it's not selling at a higher price. Now, let's take a look then at this next option. So I actually went into Keepa and I found an ASIN that has a bunch of different sellers that has a lot of sales. So this one's selling 10,000 times per month. And so that to me indicates it might be moving fast enough that there could potentially be more people getting the buy box share for this ASIN. You can also see the prices fluctuate up and down on Keepa. And so I just did a quick search to find those few pieces of data that it's a fast moving ASIN, a bunch of FBA sellers, and then the prices are fluctuating. Now with this particular ASIN, I just went to SmartScout, put that into the map, and you can see there are, a few different sellers. It looks like 4. We've got green, purple, red, and yellow. So there are 4 different sellers that are getting the buy box, at least statewide, according to SmartScout's information. However, this is very key. We can then look at this buy box map. We can see that only a few of these are prime. There are a lot of FBM sellers that have this data. But additionally, the shipping days for some of these states are 10 shipping days, 13 shipping days. Some of the fastest shipping are 4 and 4. And so this is where Amazon will allow you, in this case, to price much higher if your products are getting placed in these other areas, because it can go down from 10 down to 5 or 7 or 2 in some cases because you're a prime FBA seller. And so we can see here that in these states, the prices are at $57.48, $58.93, but then in the states with the prime sellers, they're at $64.56. This is an extra $7 of profitability potentially that you could be making if you found this product and sent it in. So you may be located in Arizona and you may be looking at this product and seeing the buy box is $57.48. However, if you're able to send in products at $64.56 and you're the prime seller in that area, you would most likely be able to compete against these FBM sellers because you'll have a faster delivery time. And even though the price is a little bit more, it's ultimately going to be an FBA, buy box or an FBA seller. So a lot of customers will happily utilize the trusted FBA seller and pay a little bit more to get it much faster. And so this is the power of it, because we can see even in Hawaii here, it's $60.90. The prices are fluctuating statewide throughout the country. And so this is a huge piece of information. We may be looking at this Keepa chart, which makes it look like the buy box is roughly $60, $59.99, but you can see it jumps up and down. We've got $59.99 as this FBA seller. We've got it dropping down at one point down to $51.99. So it really just depends on when you're looking at this. It also depends on the data that Keepa's pulling in. This is giving us a more localized information on the buy box. So to me, this is when you want to kind of ignore the buy box and find a product that at least you can break even at the lowest amount here. You don't want to be losing money and risking a bunch, but this gives us validation that our hypothesis has been true over the last couple of years, that ultimately the buy box is dependent on a lot of factors. It is dependent on your price. It is dependent on your seller history and your feedback score. And it's also dependent on how fast you can ship the products, or how fast Amazon can ship the products to their customers. And in this case, in Arkansas, someone's waiting 13 days for free shipping to get this product. And if you can be an FBA seller that is in a warehouse near Arkansas, because maybe you're located in St. Louis and it goes to those fulfillment centers, you could potentially ship it to them in 4 days, 2 days, etc. That's going to give you a huge leg up on getting the buy box at a higher price point. So ultimately, this is not, the new standard. This is not a golden rule that this is perfect, but it does give us more visibility. And in some cases, you'll enter in an ASIN and you'll find out that that ASIN has one buy box seller across the country. And so that's always interesting. It's something to utilize whenever you're analyzing a product that has multiple sellers, if one is dominating it across the whole entire country. This is just some great information. So if you're interested in checking out SmartScout, there is discounts at this link. It is an affiliate link. You don't have to use it, but you can go to askjimmysmith.com/SmartScout. And in there, I actually utilize this tool for finding brands for wholesale accounts. You can dig into product information. You can also look at the buy box map, etc. This is not a sponsored video. This is just something I think is really cool and kind of proves out that situation that we can sell above the buy box, as we've thought so long inside this community. Again, this has over 80,000 people in this Facebook group. It's the longest standing community that I know of anyway, and I've been a part of it since 2015 and love being able to help and moderate and lead it from time to time. And so just a great place to be. If you're interested in checking that out, the links will be down below in the description. Now, if you're a seller that's doing over $5,000 per month in sales, I recommend that you check out my Business Building Legends community. This is a paid community. You do have to apply for it, but ultimately we have over 100 systems, procedures, and processes that you can follow to grow and scale your business through arbitrage, wholesale, even Walmart and eBay selling as well. It's an excellent community, been around for years, and I recommend checking that out at askjimmysmith.com/legends. Now, if you're under that 5K per month amount, then ultimately that's why I make all of these free videos and free trainings for you. I've got some links down below for you if you're looking for more free training to get started and growing on your Amazon business. But I hope this video helped you and blessed you. If you have any questions, post them down below in the comments. I'll be able to respond and read as many as I possibly can. And ultimately, I hope this video helps you, blesses you, and you have a great rest of your day and a blessed rest of your week.